Baby, I can't hear you. Speak up, okay?
Someone's in the... Ah!
There's a growing trend in popular culture of watching kids get totally owned by supernatural horrors. Between Stranger Things, the latest It films, and the newly released The Blackout Club, we're totally throwing all of our problems on the shoulders of the next generation. I mean, if climate change doesn't take them out, maybe these guys will.
Oh shit, someone just came in behind us. Go on, right, run, feet!
Flashbang! Get out of here!
The Blackout Club is a first-person co-op game in the vein of Left 4 Dead with a splash of Hello Neighbor style horror. That is, it shouldn't be scary, but it absolutely is.
Quiet!
The titular Blackout Club, a small band of kids who remember the horrors of nights gone by, have coordinated raids on their sleepy little hometown to collect evidence of the creepy goings-on so they can prove it come morning.
Help us, please.
The town itself is well designed, dotted with picture-perfect suburban family homes, while below ground is a creepy maze of weird tunnels and facilities that beg to be explored and explained.
He's playing music on pipes.
It's beautiful.
There's some seriously deep lore here and some nightmarish game design around it too. And while it was pretty hard to grasp it while mucking around in co-op, there's still some great scares to be had thanks to the unsettling sleepwalking parental enemies.
There's someone here.
The most common of these are sleepers, who can't see but track you based on sound. This puts the emphasis on stealth as you sneak around yards, pick locks, and try to keep out of earshot.
Bear!
Then there's the ones who can see, but not hear. They're usually equipped with a torch and march around a bit faster. Getting caught removes a chunk of stamina, which makes it harder to get away the next time.
Nice.
I'm running.
These are complemented by security cameras, drones, and other tech traps, which force you to rethink how to approach to avoid tripping alarms and triggering the release of the big bad, the shape.
We gotta get out of here.
One of the defining mechanics of the Blackout Club is the ability to close your eyes and engage back of eyelid mode.
Okay, he's right on me.
I mean, that's not what the devs call it, but that's totally what it is. This is the only way to see the shape bearing down on you.
Oh no.
And once he's locked onto you, like the film It Follows, there's not much to do except...
Fly, you fools.
If you're then caught, you become a mindless, uncontrollable sleepwalker and can only be woken up by one of your teammates.
I got you.
Oh, this is weird.
Just remember, they're a little busy being hunted themselves.
Oh god. Oh, it's on me!
Eyelid mode also reveals the shape's footsteps, which lead you to the main objectives as you document the mess he's been making. These involve things like photographing kidnapping scenes on your phone, rescuing those who've already been taken, or planting posters around town to recruit other kids into the club. They're very repetitive and kinda arbitrary, but when things start to get hectic and the king of spooky dudes rocks up, it is a really fun scramble trying to get everything done and all escape alive.
Oh god, the shape's fucking next to me. I'm out of here.
I broke my
Who's
leg.
he coming for?
Me.
Avoiding confrontation is definitely the way to play it, as you have limited resources for permanently disabling enemies.
Can you get back?
And the effort of tackling people, while hilarious, doesn't keep them down for very long.
Say cheese.
Cheese.
The AI itself appears quite unpredictable, and it can be hard to know why or how you triggered their attack.
Fuck off. Oh, dranked.
And while this can be thrilling early on, it does become rather frustrating when you're deep into longer missions.
She's coming right for me.
Obviously, the game becomes significantly easier with more players. You've got more backup when things go bad,
Bye.
but also because items found in the world can then be collected by all players. So on a good run, you can end up with a pretty heavily equipped party who can KO adults with reckless abandon.
Cool. Oops.
Top of the stairs.
Alright, we can kill everyone now.
To round it out, there's also character progression with major and minor skills to spend points in. Minor skills include small buffs or starting items, and major skills are where you can invest in giving your character a particular set of skills. There are 4 major skill paths to select from, and it's definitely useful to work with co-op buddies who have varied skill sets to take full advantage of the perks available to the team.
Oh, I crashed.
Leveling, however, is a bit of a slow grind and can possibly do with a bit of a rebalance, particularly as it feels like the devs were planning for people to sink hundreds of hours into this game, where really it's the kind of game where the content will run dry tens of hours in.
First one to kick a can out of the thing wins.
And I doubt many will even get that far through, considering the game's repetition, the emphasis on full team co-op, and a slightly higher price point than is reasonable for a sleeper hit like this.
There's 2. There's 2! I'm going upstairs!
Overall, there's a good balance of strategy and all-out mayhem that makes the Blackout Club exciting to play over a few nights with your ragtag team of super besties. However, as focused as the gameplay is, it could still use a heap more variety in mission design and scale to keep this mysterious nightmare from turning into an eventual snooze fest.
Oh, you see that kick? It just went right out.